Sometimes being happy takes effort. Invest time and energy in yourself and your happiness. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. Hobbes, if you don't get a good night kiss, you get Kafka dreams. Don't reject something just because it seems strange. It's comfort that will kill you in the end. Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. I'm just doing me, and to me, that's what got me this far. Don't sacrifice yourself too much, because if you sacrifice too much, there's nothing else you can give, and nobody will care for you. When we cannot find the good things that we're looking for, let the good things that are looking for us find us. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. It's much easier to not know things sometimes. Things change and friends leave. And life doesn't stop for anybody. Knowledge and error flow from the same mental sources. Only success can tell one from the other. Edit your life frequently and ruthlessly. It's your masterpiece after all. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. Each sunrise brings a new day filled with new hopes for a new beginning. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. One of the most healing things you can do is recognize where in your life you are your own poison. We can accept and embrace our pasts as part of the path that shaped who we are now. Great things happen to those who don't stop believing, trying, learning, and being grateful. A wise man will make more opportunities than he finds. My stomach lurched, an appetizer before the full portion of heartache I had a feeling was going to be served at some point soon. The most common sort of lie is that by which a man deceives himself. The deception of others is a relatively rare offense. Only the day dawns to which we are awake. There is more day to dawn. The sun is but a morning star. And if my heart be scarred and burned, the safer I, for all I learned. You should never be surprised when someone treats you with respect. You should expect it. The act of going within, finding our truth, and then sharing it, it helps us far more than we know. Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone. The truth may not set you free, but used carefully, it can confuse the hell out of your enemies. When ill luck begins, it does not come in sprinkles, but in showers. Sometimes one likes foolish people for their folly, better than wise people for their wisdom. Life is a moderately good play with a badly written third act. You just keep pushing. You just keep pushing. I made every mistake that could be made, but I just kept pushing. All the work you are doing in silence is opening doors. Trust your pace. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. Autobiography begins with a sense of being alone. It is an orphan form. One of the inescapable encumbrances of leading an interesting life is that there have to be moments when you almost lose it. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I am everything. In between the two, my life moves. However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. Yeah, all things live forever, though at times they sleep and are forgotten. Perhaps what is inexpressible is the background against which whatever I could express has its meaning. We often think of failure as a negative experience, but it can teach us so much if we are open to learning from it. Though all men be equally frail before the world, the differences between them are terrifying. Your past doesn't determine your future. What matters is what you're going to do with those past experiences to start moving forward. Fazestabhasdasri. One should learn even from one's enemies. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. If you concentrate on small, manageable steps, you can cross unimaginable distances. Time cannot put anything in your hands until you let go of the time. Follow your heart, then root its longing with the facts. Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. I don't need a lot. I just want to find my peace. But I know, somehow, that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Pagangtang Ganku, Tapi Jangon Turlila Arat, Karina Aku Injin Siring Dan Bukan Didgering. And there are really never endings, happy or otherwise. Those who grant sympathy to guilt, grant none to innocence. And whatever my life had been up to that day, it was another life after that. And that is the gospel truth. Do good, live in the most positive and joyful way possible every day. Stay focused and work hard. Nothing in life is for free. You cannot score a goal when you are sitting on the bench. To do so, you have to dress up and enter the game. By what men think, we create the world around us, daily new. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That's a misconception, Lenny. The sky is everywhere. It begins at your feet. You can always look up to others for inspiration, but never for comparison. Happiness is a mysterious thing, to be found somewhere between too little and too much. Unless we learn to know ourselves, we run the danger of destroying ourselves. Sometimes you get pushed out not because you're not worth it, you are worth more. Between living and dreaming there is a third thing. Guess it. We are willing to believe anything other than the truth. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistake. You don't chase darkness out of the room with a knife or a broom. Instead, you turn on the light. Bad men rule by the feebleness of the ruled, and this is just. The triumph of weaklings would not be just. The world is not a pleasant place to be without someone to hold and be held by. Do not despise your own place and hour. Every place is under the stars. Every place is the center of the world. In this lifetime you meet and part like passing clouds. The goal is timeless. Chase the moment, and you lose. The free mind, unafraid of labor, presses on to attain the good. Life is as easy or as hard as you think it is. Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books, to find words for what we already know. Losing your life is not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing is to lose your reason for living. Dream your dream, and realize that you are more than just the dreamer. You are the point of origin for its reality. But all I could think of was how when nothing made sense and hadn't for ages, you just have to grab onto anything you feel sure of. You can change your mind. Don't let your mind change you. A kind thought, word, or action creates infinite ripples of caring, consideration, and peace. No matter how much experience you have, there's always something new you can learn and room for improvement. To say that the first casualty of war is truth is to miss the rather more important point that a principal weapon of war is lies. Whoever said that the past isn't dead had it backward. It's the future that's already dead, already played out. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. People often claim to hunger for truth, but seldom like the taste when it's served up. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work. A dumb idea isn't dumb if it works, so you might as well just try it out. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. The thorns we endure in life are but shadowed by the precious petals of a rosy outlook. Society will always be too fragile to accept us for all that makes us beautiful. Be happy with who you are and what you do, and you can do anything you want. Memories were short and history unkind. It was the way of the world. Not everyone is fight-able. Be careful of who you fight. It was hard to live normally when you were constantly pretending you didn't see what was going on in front of your face. Next to trying and winning, the best thing is trying and failing. The meaning of earthly existence lies not, as we have grown used to thinking, and prospering, but in the development of the soul.